But this is always my first thought, is get rid of the low end and clean that up. I know that's a first thought, but that's always at the very end of my signal chain, because I want to make sure that whatever else I do to it, whether it be adding harmonics, adding this reverb, I want to make sure that it is clean on the way out, on the way to its bus chain and then into the master chain. Because the cleaner it is from the get-go, the easier it's going to be to work with later. Sorry, throwing a lot of audio theories at you guys, and I hope you're catching them. So I did pull up low bias crunch first. I mean, the good part about Isotope 7 is that they provide such quality stuff to start with that it only takes a couple tweaks afterward to understand what you're working with, and to get the sound that you want. With me, I turned the low emphasis down a little bit. I turned up the harmonics. That way you could hear better the uniqueness of his voice without that plosive bottom end that we didn't really want.
What the hell you really been looking for?
New kid in town. Swear to God, I ain't never been to Earth before. First time around. Never really ever.
Provides just a little bit more uniqueness, a little bit more harmonics in that, it almost sounds like a guitar distortion in his voice, but that's what I wanted to emphasize. So I wanted the bias crunch. I wanted it to sound like that, but we took out the low end emphasis. That way it wasn't that plosive. And again, we re-emphasized that with this EQ8. The reverb is basic. I mean, I'm sure you guys heard it right off the bat the second I started playing the track without
What the hell you really been looking for?
It's raw. And I'm sorry that the vocal bus on itself already has a delay on it, but you can hear it. It just provides it a little bit of space, gives him a little bit more stereo width, and that's honestly what we need to be able to create a dynamic vocal without using stacks and stacks of vocals that are going to cause phasing issues. This, one way kind of opens up that one vocal, spreads it out, and lets it sit right on top of the mix and float. Again, I wish you guys could see these weird hand gestures I'm doing. But we'll hear it raw, and then I'll start stacking stuff on as the verse is going. And that way you guys can kind of hear the difference that it makes as far as expanding, turning up those harmonics, and then emphasizing them without having that plosive bottom.
What the hell you really been looking for?
New kid in town. Swear to God, I ain't never been to Earth before. First time around. Never really ever been to Earth before. I want your brain. I came for your heart and I earned it, boy. You better not speak on my name. Look, living my life in a spaceship. Whoa, don't test my patience. They talk a lot, but don't say shit. Come step inside of my station. Buzz really gon' flex on it. Got laser beam break necks on them with ET. I got choppers on me, no space suit, cause I flex it off like come welcome you to my corn.
Yeah, so again, just taking that vocal that was extremely clean to begin with, which is, I can't emphasize this enough, you guys. Working with vocals is 1,000 times easier if you get a clean, non-mixed vocal, like a dry. If you can record it yourself, do it and make sure that it never gets close to digital zero. Sorry, a little bit of recording training coming in handy right there. Don't let it hit digital zero. I know that you can. I know it's not gonna sound necessarily bad, but controlling your harmonics and allowing yourself to write the waveform versus allowing the computer to quote unquote generate it while it's in digital zero above, whatever it's trying to write, it's significantly easier for you to mix it. You know where the harmonics are going, and you can control that digital distortion up to a point. So sorry, I didn't mean to get all preachy on you guys, but there that is.